War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world. But war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Lil Bro was born in 2024. God missed everything. Better late than never, oh baby.
As a baby, I see my future and decide to prepare sooner than later, practicing my violent instincts on Teddyworth by beating him to death and running his body over with a car. I then jump on the bed, even though my doctor said not to, and open my playpen's gate so fast the universe decides to punish me, making me drool incoherently over the special book and forcing me to open the gate uselessly once more. I then assign my special points: 4 strength, since this ain't a melee build, 4 perception, since none of the perks or skills are useful for this playthrough, 8 endurance, since I'm limited to tight spandex, 4 charisma for the little lamplight skip perk, 8 intelligence for skill points, 8 agility for VATS and small gun skill, and 4 luck since the assault rifle has the crit chance of a damp, soapy noodle from the bottom of the sink. I then somehow managed to block my dad from entering using my frail infantile body before time traveling to my 10th birthday party. I try to get Andy to give me a circumcision since my parents dropped the ball on that point. Butch tells me to get lost, so I do, only for him to accost me. I try to give him the encyclopedia's worth of diseases I've been saving up in my mouth, and use my powers over mortality to punish the overseer for calling me a brat.
Hey there, 10 years old today, right? Happy birthday! You having fun with that? Shouldn't you be in the diner at your party?
Happy birthday, dearie. My goodness, I hope I didn't miss the party.
After killing a rad roach by putting microplastics in his bloodstream, I knock out my dad and drape him over the table, then do the same thing to Jonas so I can do surgery on him. While neither he nor Stanley wanted to stay on the operating table, I did briefly give Stanley a taste of the 42nd dimension. I also give Butch a taste of my fists and plop his ass back in his seat. I then picked my tag skills: medicine to heal holes in my body, repair to fix holes in my suit, and small guns to make holes in other people. To make a long story short, the Overseer's gone crazy. I give Amada my pistol, and find out that microplastics aren't as effective on someone who eats meals with more preservatives than nutrients. Luckily, the rad roaches come in clutch, letting me defeat Kendall and save Butch's mother. Why she doesn't just squash the roaches with her fists or a nearby bottle is beyond me. Speaking of roaches, the BB gun does okay against them, but against people with real armor, not so much. I soon run out of ammo and have to finish off him with my bare hands. Also, Amada shot Officer Mack during all this, but I was too busy defending myself. At least I gave him a proper burial. I tried to surrender to the Overseer, as I've never done that option before, and wanted to see what would happen. Well, he just ends up breaking the Geneva suggestions and attempts to execute my POV, prisoner of Vault, ass. It takes a few stim packs and a lot of blocking, but eventually I'm able to recreate the San Andreas fault in his skull and take his keys for safekeeping. Another reason I hate Amada: you can't explain to her that you tried to surrender to her father. She acts like you killed him unprovoked. Anyway, she foreshadows the main story.
I hope you never have to find out what it's like to see your father killed right in front of you.
These two guards are so in sync.
You shouldn't have tried. I'm not going out there. I don't care what the Overseer says.
And I leave the vault to witness the bleak, unrelenting hell of the wastes before me. Oh wait, never mind. Victory music. Dun dun dun. I put points into a variety of different skills and picked Daddy's Boy as my perk because I feel like it's what the Canon Lone Wanderer would choose. Making it to the most mega of tons, I sell off all my crap for some stim packs, give Mickey some cloud milk, see if Lucas Sims can chase you, he can, just not outside of Megaton, and get the only piece of armor I'll need for the run.
Then consider this armored vault suit to be Megaton's gift to your mighty empire.
It has an armor rating of 12 and gives +5 to small guns and energy weapons. While I won't be using the latter, the former will be quite useful throughout the run. Sipping some bomb water lets me knock out one of Moira's objectives, and now I'm tasked with raiding a post-apocalyptic Walmart. Honestly, I think it'll be less trashy after the bombs. I was told Moira sells assault rifles, so I scrounged up some junk and caps in Springvale to afford one. Only the wiki is a lying sack of shit. I do manage to buy a nice bit of ammo at least. Luckily for me, at Fort Independence, the outcasts kill a raider with an assault rifle, netting me my first weapon of the run. Now all I need is an A pepper rifle and I'm all set.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I deeply apologize for that. Anyways, time to test out my toy on some raider scum. Now that I have an actual weapon, I can take a leisurely stroll over to a junkyard where I get unreasonably peeved by not being able to take this can of turpentine and pick up the one and only companion for this run, Dogmeat. He's an iconic part of the Fallout series, as well as being featured in the promotional material for Fallout 3, so I think it's fair for him to turn the Lone Wanderer into the not Lone Wanderer. In Arfu, I head to the playground for later and narrowly escape explosions and gunfire in an oddly cinematic sequence. It was kinda epic, honestly. I use a bed in Super Duper Mart to heal, but run out of ammo, meaning I have to return to Moira to buy more. Letting Dogmeat nibble a man to death lets me take his rifle and ammo and levels me up, where I put points into explosives for Megaton, medicine, and lockpick, and get the gun nut perk. Like a helping hand from God himself, I find a bunch of assault rifle magazines on the counter, negating my ammo troubles for the immediate future. Me, a robot, and my dog take care of a few more raiders, and head back to Megaton to both disarm the bomb and level up, boosting barter, medicine, repair, and small guns, and getting a formal education, get the strength bobblehead, turn in my progress to Moira, and get threatened by Mr. Burke. Actions speak louder than words, pal. I now have to play a game of will I die from this fall or not, because Moira takes a profound sadistic pleasure in my suffering. As Burke clutches the bomb he holds so dear, I realize that whacking mole rats with a stick would violate the weapon restriction, so I leave Moira's quest alone for now. While talking to Moriarty might have fit better in the canon story of the Lone Wanderer, considering he shows up in the ending slides, I do the quest the other way by breaking into his bar and hacking into his computer. Why? I was too lazy to walk a few feet. With a decent stock of ammo, I head into the metro to deal with mole rats, ghouls, and muties until I emerge to waltz through an active war zone, picking up rifles and ammo along the way. Using the Fat Man to kill the behemoth is fine in my opinion, as it's a part of the main quest and what the Lone Wanderer is supposed to do. Therefore, it fits with my idea of playing as the canon Lone Wanderer. If you disagree, feel free to dislike the video. Don't worry, from now on I'm just gonna stick to assault rifles. Three Dog sends a 19-year-old sheltered Vault Boy to clear out a building of super mutants, which is honestly worse than Moriarty, who just wants caps. Why he doesn't get the trained Brotherhood soldiers with power armor to do this is beyond me. At the very least, I level up, improving repair and small guns and getting the Child at Heart perk for later. When I find Grandma Sparkle, I kill her before she finishes her iguana on a stick and give her a Viking funeral minus the fire. Mitten, you will be avenged. I do the usual route of discovering the Citadel, the Memorial, and Rivet City, but don't head inside the city for now as to not sequence break the main quest. After dodging a few raiders, I make it inside the museum before realizing I don't have nearly enough ammo, so I run like a little bitch to the Washington Monument, steal some things, and manage to fast travel to Wilhelm's Wharf. This is basically going to be my player home for the rest of the run, as it has a bed I can use to heal, is safe, and has items I can sell for more bullets and stim packs. Speaking of which, I go to Rivet City to do exactly that, although I don't talk to Madison Lee, as technically my character has no clue she's there yet. After a few cycles of killing, buying, and admiring this guard's floating SMG, I managed to not only clear the place of mutants, but get the radar dish and Jig's code, allowing me to stroll over to the Jury Street Metro Diner and nab the Zwan Long assault rifle. It does much more damage and has a larger ammo capacity, but keeping it repaired can be a problem, so suffice to say, I'll be saving it for tougher opponents. With the dish installed, Three Dog tells me to go to Rivet City, and I level up, putting points into small guns and repair and getting the Bloody Mess perk. My next stop is a super mutant infested hellhole. I'm starting to notice a pattern in this game. And I get the intelligence bobblehead to make my brain think gooder. I then set off to diplomatically negotiate with the mutants and get them to leave. Aw, who am I kidding? This ain't Come Fly With Me. Nothing much to say about Smith Casey's garage. All that really happens is me getting repair to 100 in the toughness perk, pulling an Operation Anchorage on the members of Sitcom Land, and leaving a little German girl to rot in the metaverse. I considered following my dad to Rivet City for once, but his propensity for attacking everything in sight made me give up on that idea. After my dad sends me to do some busy work and, for some reason, can't give me all the parts at once, the American government arrives and I commit treason by technicality. Also, I love how Janice's cutscene death sound and in-game death sound play over each other.
I suggest you comply immediately, sir.
I grieve over the death of my father, cut a path through some ghouls, give Gonzo his stimpack fix, and make it to the Citadel where I boost both barter and small guns and get the commando perk. Finding Vault 87 goes the same way it always does. I head over to Little Lamplight, use Child at Heart to both get through and trade with Knocknick or whatever his name is, get the armory key from Sims, and nab a bunch of Chinese assault rifles I can use to repair my Zwan Long. A pit stop at Greener Pastures nets me the agility bobblehead. I trade with Flack using items from Smith Casey's as barter fuel, and return back to my vault for the second and probably last time. I'm not only coming back here because it fits the character. This place has a lot of dead Vault 101 residents, which means a lot of free Vault 101 jumpsuits I can use to repair my own. To make a long story short, Officer Wilkins turns into Officer Won'tkins, I get a huge nostalgia hit, I let Mr. Broch free and drink his sweet nectar, Overseer Mac literally lies.
I hear the last Overseer tried being reasonable about things.
Thank you. That will make this easier. Guards, help me! There he is!
And I teach him why he shouldn't threaten a hardened Wastelander with an assault rifle and an attack dog.
I think I'll skip the reasonable thing and just kill you now.
Despite the fact Mac attacked me unprovoked and I only used self-defense, Amada pulls a Shoehorn Fallout 1 reference out of her ass and
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
and I walk away like a reasonable human being. I don't have nearly enough bullets or patience to deal with all the big green uglies in Murder Pass, so I pop a stealth boy and slip by them, unseen, unheard, untasted, unsmelt, and unfelt. This levels me up, where I max out small guns and bump my endurance up to 9, which will become 10 when I get to Bobblehead. The mutants here are quite tanky and hit hard, but headshots and VATs act as my equalizer. Combine that with a healthy supply of Stimpaks, and overall this place goes pretty smoothly. By the way, Fox has a hidden talent as a ventriloquist.
You over there, please, come speak to me. I'm in the room to your left.
After setting him free, I basically let him do all the work, as preserving ammo is still a priority. This extends to getting the Gek, and before you know it, I'm home free, at least until the Enclave throws a plot grenade at me. After Colonel Autumn tries to be intimidating with his southern accent,
You lie!
I fail to convince this guard to let me go, but oddly enough, instead of attacking me, the entire Enclave decides that now is Nathan's time to die. Luckily, eating a few lasers fixes this and causes Eden to call them off. A mad dash to the President and a bit of collateral damage later, these two Enclave guards, for whatever reason, don't attack me, and so they get eviscerated by their own leader. After telling President Eden to
Kill yourself!
I make a mad dash out of the Enclave base. Fortunately, I can close the distance between me and the Enclave soldier with a missile launcher, making him put it away and ensuring my swift escape. Ugh, Fox, I was doing the cool guys don't look at explosions walk. Why'd you have to ruin it? On my way to Vault 92 so I can discover it for later, I get into a huge battle with some Bears and Enclave members. This is both a blessing and a curse. Yes, it nets me a bunch of XP and loot, but it also depletes my limited supply of ammo, durability, and medicine. At least I can sell Enclave helmets for a decent bit of caps. I lure a Deathclaw over to an Outcast patrol since I thought something funny would happen, and from the Outcast point of view, I guess I was right.
Which do you like better, the psionic beam or the laser? Only see.
With a vault marked on my map, I head to the Republic of Dave and steal the Perception bobblehead from their museum. The Endurance bobblehead is a bit more involved. I take a mite-long fall, swoop down and pocket the thing, and then run my candy ass out of there until I can find a spot to fast travel. Next on my list is the Riz bobblehead in Vault 108, and unbeknownst to me, you can repair the armored Vault 101 jumpsuit with any Vault suit. This means that for every Gary I kill, I have to worry less and less about my armor breaking. I level up in the middle of this, putting points into a whole bunch of skills using here and now, and getting fast metabolism. Since Garys only wear jumpsuits and use weak melee weapons and pistols, killing them is nothing worth talking about. What matters is that I get the Riz bobblehead and get out of there. And now for something embarrassing. You see, I took the metro to get into Arlington Cemetery because I wanted the Luck bobblehead located in Arlington House. I thought Arlington House was the big house located behind the giant metal fence. So I spent close to an hour trying in futility to find a way around, under, through, or over this goddamn fence until realizing the place I was looking for was right in the open. I may be luckier, but I think I lost a few points of intelligence. There's a few quests featured in the Point Lookout hallucination sequence that I feel are canon to the Lone Wanderer, therefore I'm going to do them. First up is a rather simple one, Tenpenny Tower. After Chief Gustavo's overly dramatic camera pan,
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower. Don't do anything stupid.
he gives me some 5.56 ammo and a Chinese assault rifle to deal with the ghouls, which will be very useful for repairing my Xuanlong. Anyways, you know the drill. Ghouls are fast and can inflict major damage, but headshotting them is still an effective strategy.
That's the smartest thing you've said since you met me.
And this is the smartest thing I've done since I've met you. With the ghoul terrorists down for the count, I return to Dime Tower for my reward and do some light trading with Gus. Last on my list of side quests is Agatha's Song, which you might remember from when I beat the game without breaking the law. Except now with 735% more dog levitation. Like last time, this quest consists of me running around like a rad chicken with its head shot off, since again, I don't have enough ammo or patience to deal with the Mirelurks. While it does take some trial and error, okay, mostly error, I eventually grab the violin and get it back to Grandma. Now ready to finish the main quest, I hand the virus over to the Elder, reject Sarah's armor, and level up, putting points into speech, sneak, science, and barter and getting the Jesus perk. As always, the walk to the Purifier is less so difficult and more so annoying, with me having to waddle behind Liberty's slow ass while being constantly crippled by explosions and having to waste my stim packs. Fun fact, if you pay close enough attention, you can see that Liberty Prime doesn't actually grab the other end of the photonic resonance barrier. Literally unplayable, 0 out of 10. In the Purifier itself, I almost run dry of ammo, but managed to find a spare clip on a shelf. Still, I let Sarah and crew mop up the leftovers so I can save my bullets for the Colonel. I try using Mentats to boost my charisma and talk to Colonel down, but he wasn't having it, so instead I let my rifle do the talking for me.
Well, that takes care of that.
With that, I step into the Purifier, activating Project Purity and proving that yes, you can beat Fallout 3 as the Lone Wanderer.
And so it was that the Lone Wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital Wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the Lone Wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child: selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital Wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment below what you liked about it. If you didn't enjoy the video, leave a dislike and give constructive criticism so I can improve. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this in the future. Leave your ideas for new challenges down below. I do read them and they might become an official video. For more content, check out my Reddit page, or go to my Discord if you want to hang out and chat. Or check out my second channel, The Loophole. This is Causal Loop signing off. Peace.